Hey, what's going on, Who Dat Nation? This is TJ Jones, and you're listening to the State of the Saints podcast. Well. It is week 9, and the New Orleans Saints have a very, very huge matchup. The black and gold going to this week 9 matchup, going up against the undefeated 8-0 powerhouse that is known as the Los Angeles Rams. This game right here clearly is the game of the week. It is the game that all aficionados have been talking about. The media has been going crazy about Sean Payton versus Sean McVay, Big Sean versus Little Sean. The young man versus the old man, the offensive geniuses that they are. A lot of people have been looking forward to this matchup. You have to wonder how these two offenses are going to go up against the respective defenses of each team. It is very, very intriguing for all fans, not just fans of the Saints and the Rams, but all NFL fans. If you love sports and you love football, you're going to love this game. So the question on everybody's mind is, who is going to win the game? Is it going to be the Rams or is it going to be the Saints? I'm going to give you my opinion. I feel that the New Orleans Saints are going to win this football game. And let me go ahead and throw my allegiance to the Saints to the side, all right? I love myself some New Orleans Saints. Anybody's been following me since I first started doing this, you know I'm from New Orleans, born and raised. I love the Saints. I've been watching Saints games. I've been listening to the Saints on the radio during a time when the team wasn't that good, when the games were blacked out. As a matter of fact, I was at the Saints playoff game, the very first Saints playoff game when they won, when Aaron Brooks was the quarterback. I'll never forget that. I was 12 years old. I was in middle school, and I was sitting in this luxury box. Not that I'm trying to brag or boast or anything like that, but it was a program that I was in, and we used to go to Tulane Green Wave games. And if you know, the Tulane Green Waves, before they got their stadium, they used to play in the Superdome. So the person that was over the Tulane program, they had a partnership with the Superdome, and I was able to watch the Saints win their first playoff game inside of a luxury box. And no, I'm not trying to brag or boast. Nothing like that. I am just trying to show you how long I've been rooting for this team. But back to the game. I feel that the New Orleans Saints are going to win this game. It's very, very simple. It's because I never seen the New Orleans Saints as hungry as they are this season. I've never seen this team like this. I've never seen this team win like this. Last week showed me a lot. And if you are a Saints fan, I know a lot of people, I heard the radio down there in New Orleans, WWL, you had people calling in, asking the question, what's wrong with Drew Brees? Why he only threw for 120 yards? Look, those are the type of people, with all due respect, I can't stand, okay? Because for years, we have been talking about Drew Brees throwing the ball all over the place, and we're wasting the years of Drew Brees. We're not going to win any games if Drew Brees throw for 350 yards and we have no defense. Finally, the New Orleans Saints have a team that don't need Drew Brees to throw the football all around the place. You ought to be ecstatic if you're a Saints fan. I loved every minute of it. When I seen the stat line for Drew Brees, when it said 120 yards, I clapped, okay? I clapped because I was that happy. That is what winning football teams do. They find ways to win. They can win all types of ways, whether it be a pick six, whether it be a last-minute sack, whether it be your quarterback throwing for over 300 yards, or as your running back running for over $150 and catching maybe 40 or 50 yards out the backfield. Any way possible, that is how great teams win. But like I said, I'm very, very optimistic what I saw last week, and that's the reason why I feel like the Saints are going to win this game. The Saints have something to prove. Last year in that divisional round, when they lost to the Minnesota Vikings, that showed that team that they can win. That gave them the fuel that they need to go into this season to know that they can win it all. And don't make no mistake about it. Minnesota, the next week in NFC Championship game last year, got waxed by the Philadelphia Eagles. And you got to believe as a Saints fan, if the Saints found a way to get out of Minnesota, that game would have been a lot closer in Philadelphia than it was when Minnesota came to town. You best believe that. The Los Angeles Rams, I'm not taking anything away from them. This team has no weakness. Looking at it, they have no weakness. Their quarterback is good. Running back good. Wide receivers, I mean, take your pick. Tight end, take your pick. Defensive, I mean, you got the number 1 and the number 2 defensive tackles in the NFL on the same team. You have Marcus Peters, and when Aqib Talib come back, you have probably the top 5 cornerbacks on the left and the right side of the defense. And then you just added Dante Fowler Jr., who came down from Jacksonville, a guy who is a specialist in the pass rush. Are you kidding me? It makes you wonder to yourself, is the NFL using the Los Angeles Rams in order to generate a fan base in Los Angeles? I mean, I got my conspiracy theory thing going, okay? I'm being honest. Because when they were the St. Louis Rams all those years playing in NFC West, the Rams sucked. You know, now I ain't talking about Marshall Faulk Rams, the Greatest Show on Turf Rams, but we have to remember, for like 10, 15, almost 15 years, the St. Louis Rams sucked. All of a sudden, they make the move to Los Angeles. Now all of a sudden, like, they basically have created an all Madden team, basically. And man, I'm just wondering, man. I mean, I'll leave that up to y'all. But they have a good team. But I do feel like they do have one weakness. If you got to pick a weakness out, and that weakness is Jared Goff. Now, I'm not saying Jared Goff is a scrub. No. I'm not saying that he's a bad quarterback. I'm not saying that at all. But he still is a young quarterback. I noticed last week against the Green Bay Packers, they blitzed him quite a bit. And a lot of the plays where they blitzed him, I seen Jared Goff look like a deer in headlights. No matter how great he's playing, we have to remember that he's only been in the league for 3 years. And I feel like that is what the Saints are going to have to do. They are going to have to get pressure on Jared Goff. You have to mess up his time, okay? You cannot let him stand in the pocket and pick you apart, because it will be a long game for you. That is why the loss of Marcus Davenport is so important, because he was allowed to create a pass rush, even though he's not getting to the quarterback. I hope Alex Okafor is ready, because that is the only way I can see the Saints actually winning this game. They're going to have to blitz him and make him uncomfortable early. And that is why all of the people down there in the city of New Orleans that are going to this game, look, I need y'all rowdy. I need y'all going crazy. I'm talking about, look, as the game getting started around 3, man, y'all need to start drinking around 10. Get up in there, go crazy, start yelling and screaming, man, getting this man head rocking, all right? Because the Saints are going to need every Who Dat fan inside that stadium, man, to make as much noise as they can when the defense is out there in order to mess up the timing of Jared Goff. Now, notice I ain't say anything about Ty Gurley. I know Saints fans may not want to hear this, but you can't stop this dude, man. Like, I'm just being honest. You cannot stop this guy. This guy is going to get his yards, okay? The best thing the Saints can do is play time of possession offensively. That's it. They're going to have to prolong plays. If you look at the game against the Baltimore Ravens, a lot of people got upset at the first drive of the game, but keep in mind, that was a 20-play drive, and the Saints owned the time of possession of that game. Now, the Rams, as crazy as this sounds, notice I said they have the number 1 and number 2 defensive tackles in all of football, arguably. Well, ain't no arguably when it comes to Aaron Donald. Maybe Ndamukong Suh, but surprisingly, they are a team you can run on. So you got to use Mark Ingram and you got to use Alvin Kamara in this game, okay? You have to control the time of possession. That means nickel and diamond. That means running the ball even if you may be getting 2-3 yards a clip. Even if you're getting stopped, the clock is still running. You got to catch the ball, make this game short, okay? Because there is a lot of playmakers on the offensive side of the ball for the Los Angeles Rams. I mean, you think about Cooper Kupp. You think about Brandon Cooks, Robert Woods. I mean, Ty Gurley. There's some playmakers on this team, man. You know Brandon Cooks probably going to be ready because he has something to prove. He got that big contract, and the Saints traded him to the New England Patriots. You don't think he forgot about that, did you? Despite the fact that he went to the Super Bowl last year, even though they lost. But you know he wants some type of revenge on the team that traded him. When a team trades you, that's like saying that you're not good enough for us. I mean, that may not be the case, but people can take it that way. But all in all, I feel like the New Orleans Saints are going to win this football game. This game right here is going to be a high-scoring game. Okay, this is going to be a high-scoring game. I got the score being Saints 37 and the Los Angeles Rams 32. That's right, 37-32. The New Orleans Saints will get this victory against the Los Angeles Rams. But I want to know what you all think. How do you think the Week 9 matchup, the big matchup, Los Angeles Rams, New Orleans Saints, is going to play out? Comment, like, and share this video. Thank you for your love and your support and spending time with me and listening to the State of the Saints podcast. And check us out on YouTube. Go to youtube.com, search The Unapologetic Podcast. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell for notifications. Thank you all very much. Till next time, all I have to say is, who dat?